Yeah, it's a crystal radio. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Hello and welcome back to another video. Crystal radios. Pretty nifty, aren't they? I bet you Gen Beta, when they grow up, some of them are going to be building some of these. I guarantee it. Assuming AM radio doesn't get I hope that doesn't happen. Being some autistic kid, into electronics, I was given these kids science electronics kits. One of them by an entity named Science Whiz, I believe. Gave you some stuff. And one of the last projects was making a crystal radio, and I was like, oh bullshit, there's no way that's gonna work. But I built it because I had nothing better to do other than watch YouTube, probably. And then it worked, and I was like, holy shit, it works. Mind you, it didn't work very well. I only got the one station, which is coil of wire, and then on the paper towel. No, I guess you could use one of those on a toilet paper roll. Which actually, these are two toilet paper rolls I've stuck together right here, and then another one for the capacitor, what we have here is merchandise made by the People's Republic of North America. Man, isn't this country socialist? Fuck. So we have our antenna, ground, headphones. I grabbed this out of this like talking smoke detector that had the 10-year battery life, and by 10 years they must have meant 3 years, so I don't know what the length of a year means to them. Who knows, maybe they're on like frickin' Mercury or something. Why did I drop it like that? And so because this was used to blurt out probably voice just sound samples. That alarm was weird. That thing had like no cost reduction, and instead of using the perfectly good microcontroller, they pick a microcontroller they shoved into there to bit bang this thing. They added another chip to do that. At least that's what I think they did, and then left the pick to microcontroller. Yeah, so because this was used to for emitting speech, this thing actually has some. I also have some piezo stuff. Well, technically two of them, although one of them I inadvertently destroyed trying to get this the piezo out of it, see if it would kind of get rid of that siren-y noise, resonance, and so this has good sound quality, pretty decent. Actually pretty good, I'd say. It's not bad. It's actually quite enjoyable. Well, other than it being kind of quiet. But it's also fairly loud, sensitive for what it is, for being such a large thing. I mean, here's my thumb, for instance. So, connects into here. And I forgot to draw the updated schematic. Should I cut the video? No, I'm not going to cut the video. I'm just going to explain it and see if I can do that. Schematic. Grab out your pen and paper. Alright, so, I'm kind of regretting that. Man, why am I so forgetful? I could use the back of this. I have a pen out in the open somewhere, so I don't have to get it quickly so I don't have to cut the video or give everyone motion sickness. You know, I'm just gonna cut the video. So this is that, and that is this, except well, except they're completely different. But yeah, whatever. So quite simple, really. It's just standard Boy Scouts radio, except added these two, I believe, Japanese style variable capacitors. Although this one's significantly older than, although fun fact, this one is significantly newer than this one. But this one I found in a radio, those on-branded Walmart radios, slightly before they probably went to DSP, and was left outside, so crunchy. This one actually has the trimmers on it. This one doesn't, and they also don't quite get. It's not critical. This one, that one, essentially tunes the antenna section. It's essentially the two capacitors. They essentially allow adjusting the. It's kind of like two LC tank circuits slapped together. Technically speaking, doing this also does just both the inductance and capacitance of both sides of this, but with these variable capacitors, it means I can a little bit more stuff. As for windings, how many turns on here? The number is yes. There's yes number of turns on here. Although it is, you do want the kind of thick wire so that, because, you know, rub, and I recommend actually taking some sort of oil and just coating it, the exposed section. If you're wondering why this portion's missing, it's because I had to essentially I didn't have quite enough wire, so I ripped this. See how this one's kind of insulation is, the lacquer is a different color. This section actually came out of a common mode suppression choke that out of my EMAC that decided to have all its capacitors and it decided to turn into resistors, and I lost patience with that thing. So yeah, I do still have the motherboard. Motherboard's still intact. So to Apple fans, you don't have to go all too dang ho. And then I had to, yeah, this unspooled in the middle. Apparently I didn't use enough super glue. The bottle was kind of running dry, so yeah, that wasn't the most fun. So tuning wise, this one's quite broad. This is, I guess, technically a medium tuning, and then this is actually quite tight on the tuning on this one. Yeah, just make sure it's still. I had to squirt some cheap Dollar General lubricant into that. Resist for I think it's filtering or making sure that the headphones don't get blown out. I wonder if this icon right here is actually supposed to is actually just an image of some headphones stylized, or if this actually has a specific meaning. What does actually matter, unfortunately, is the diode. Quite over the years, I've kind of tried making this radio out of random crap, and I didn't have the proper diodes. You can sort of get away with a germanium transistor that's wired up as a diode. That will work, but it's going to be, I want to say, about half the volume of a proper germanium diode. And even so, germanium transistors, not made anymore. Probably the same thing with germanium diodes. you can't use a Schottky. I mean, the other day I scavenged around my junk drawers and stuff, finding all the diodes, and I was... No, the modern diodes, they don't work for some reason. I don't know why. I even tried one of those weird switch mode power supply rectifier IC things that have they look like a diode, but they have like a MOSFET and some a little extra circuitry in it, so that when the goes the one way, it charges this internal capacitor in it, and then the other way it turns the MOSFET on, so it's an extremely low voltage drop. Surprisingly, that one didn't do anything on here either. This is not enough power for the thing. Maybe it's some weird frequency stuff. I don't know. But yeah, you really do need a germanium diode, sadly. So, what else? Ooh, shortwave. Much to my surprise, last night, it tuned right about here. This was before I added this. And the switch is so I can disconnect it if my idea doesn't work. So I don't have to freaking desolder it. What's the rough thing? Not important. I can get shortwave on this. Somehow get short. I could probably take this tape off. Now I think about it. And I'm gonna leave the tape on. I got like this thing. I forgot the call sign. This talk station thing out of Maine. Which you know, for this, I mean, yes, the much nicer crystal radio. Don't knock the crystal radios. Crystal radios, the much nicer ones that the actual smart people make, they're they can be pretty nice. This one's just, yeah, for some reason it only gets 2 AM stations here at daytime. And I actually looked the power output. Maybe it's a distance thing. WKHB is like 5.5 kilowatts, which is about on par with the lead religious station. Yeah, I can only barely get the... I don't know. I'm gonna blame my antenna setup, which is basically just a wire that sneaks out of my room and into the attic. Complete with thumbtacks. Complete with accidentally closing the camera thing on my phone. But yeah, complete with thumbtacks driven into the ceiling and walls. And ideally you want to have like 100-foot wire for something like this. But yeah, these do work. Watch it not work on me. That works. I was gonna use the microphone near the camera. In case that didn't work. The phones have multiple microphones. One up here, the other right here at the foot. And the phone switches between the two. But yeah, this does work, and you know, it's fun.